What if a single decision could tip the balance of power in one of the most contested regions on Earth? What if this choice could spark a military escalation that could impact the entire world? The United States has just made a move that has China rattled and the rest of the world on edge. A state-of-the-art missile defense system is staying in the Philippines, defying China's vocal opposition. But this isn't just another military placement. It's a decision loaded with history, power politics, and potential consequences that reach far beyond the South China Sea. In this video, we're about to explore why the United States missile system is staying put, what's driving this tension with China, and why this could reshape not only the future of the Indo-Pacific, but the very foundations of global security. This isn't just about defense. It's a bold play in a dangerous geopolitical chess game. Stay tuned as we dissect this unfolding story that could change everything you thought you knew about modern warfare and global strategy. To understand the stakes of this missile deployment, you need to know where we are and why it matters. The South China Sea is one of the world's most vital waterways, with $5 trillion in trade passing through it annually. But it's also one of the most contested regions globally. Countries like Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and China all lay claim to various parts of these waters. However, China's aggressive expansion, particularly through its construction of military bases on artificial islands, has turned this into a geopolitical hotspot. The United States, traditionally an ally of several Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines, has been drawn into this conflict. The 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling clearly rejected China's expansive claims, but China dismissed the ruling. Since then, the United States has doubled down on its presence in the region to uphold international maritime laws. And this missile deployment is part of that strategy. The United States and the Philippines share a decades-long military alliance rooted in the Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951. But their relationship has seen highs and lows. Under former President Rodrigo Duterte, the Philippines leaned towards China and questioned its military ties with the United States. But in recent years, with rising tensions in the South China Sea, the United States-Philippines alliance has come roaring back, stronger than ever. The decision to deploy and maintain the THAAD, or Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, or Patriot missile batteries in the Philippines, is a direct result of this revitalized alliance. While official statements may frame this as a defensive measure against regional threats like North Korea, the underlying message is clear. The United States is here to stay as a counterbalance to China's regional ambitions. Now, why is China so alarmed by this deployment? China perceives the U.S. missile defense system not as a defensive measure, but as part of a broader strategy to contain its influence. This system has advanced radar capabilities that can peer deep into Chinese territory, potentially monitoring military operations far beyond the South China Sea. For Beijing, this isn't just about defending the Philippines. It's about undermining China's own security architecture in the region. China has invested heavily in the Belt and Road Initiative to expand its influence through economic means, but this U.S. missile system serves as a reminder that military power is still very much at play. In the worst-case scenario, some experts even warn that these moves could lead to a new Cold War in Asia, where the U.S. and China will fight for influence, not through direct conflict, but through a series of escalating actions. The implications of this missile system go far beyond just the U.S. and China. For Southeast Asian nations like Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia, the U.S. presence serves as a buffer against China's growing assertiveness. However, it also puts them in the uncomfortable position of potentially getting caught between two superpowers. The South China Sea is not only a military flashpoint, but also a global trade artery. Any military escalation here could disrupt international trade routes, leading to global economic instability. This deployment could also trigger a new phase in missile defense technology, pushing other powers like Russia and India to bolster their missile capabilities. This is more than just a regional conflict. It could reshape the entire global balance of power, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. So, what happens next? Are we looking at a new arms race in Asia? The Philippines, being geographically critical, will likely become the epicenter of U.S. military strategy in the Asia-Pacific. China, on the other hand, could respond by further militarizing the Spratly Islands or increasing its naval presence. With two major powers eyeing each other, we could see a dangerous spiral of escalation, unless diplomacy steps in to ease tensions. But this isn't just a military story. The economic and political fallout of this decision could have ripple effects across the world. Countries in the region are already recalculating their positions. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations will be forced to adapt, and even Japan, Australia, and India are adjusting their strategies. At the heart of this standoff is a question of global influence. Will the US continue to assert itself as the defender of international law, or will China successfully challenge the status quo in Asia? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the consequences could reverberate through every corner of the globe. So, what's your take? Is this missile system a necessary strategic move to maintain stability, or is it a dangerous provocation that could lead to conflict? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this evolving situation, because trust us, this story is far from over.